Hello, welcome to day 32 of playing chess every day until I reach 1800. Without any ado, let's jump straight into it. And while I'm looking for a game, let me update my ELO. It's not 1454 anymore, it's 1463. And we are playing with the white pieces against, I'm not sure how to say the name, but 123, 123 of 1448. And we will be playing e4, of course. And we get e5, most common position in all of chess, I believe. And what do you know? We'll be getting another Scotch game. Will my opponent play mainline Scotch, or will we get something that we had yesterday? Okay, well, obviously it's not. Yesterday we had knight takes here, which is already a mistake. And it looks like we might be getting a mainline Scotch. The problem is, I'm not very good at the mainline Scotch because, okay, never mind. I didn't have to worry about it. I don't know this move. I've never seen it played. I know that the most popular move in this position is queen f6, and that's pretty much exclusively played. Now don't I get a very pleasant position after knight takes, has to recapture, takes, and I take the queen? I mean, obviously it's not winning or anything, but isn't that a very pleasant position for me? Because takes, he has to recapture. He cannot take my bishop first because his queen is hit. So takes, pawn takes is forced. And then bishop takes bishop, pawn takes is forced again. He has tripled pawns, and then I take his queen. I think opponent might have played a bit too hastily because I'm definitely going for that. And he cannot check first because that drops a piece. So we are going to get the legendary tripled pawns. That's pretty rare, so I'm happy about that. Now, I realized I did say that we were going to take with the queen, but that isn't actually a given. We don't have to at all. Now, if we do, we'll obviously have a better endgame. Because, I mean, in the first 7 moves, my opponent has tripled pawns. Which I'm not going to make easy to recapture. However, if I do keep my queen on the board, it might be easier to attack them. I mean, ideally, I'd play it like this. And I mean, my only thing is, like, if I take right now, his king is in the middle permanently, and I think that I've just got to go for that. Now, theoretically, I could play bishop c4, and the only way to defend his pawn is to push it one more, and then I bring out my bishop, and he has 0 development at all. I'll be castled, and I will take the white position on this side any day of the week. Because again, if I play bishop c4 and he blocks with the bishop, obviously I take, and I give him an isolated pawn on top of all of his other problems. But no reason to be playing super fast at all. We are in, obviously, a very good position, and let's find the best move, not just a good move. I mean, obviously, I can just develop my knight. The idea there would probably be to attack the weak pawn. But I think that bishop c4, allowing castling on the next move, is too strong to pass up. So I won't pass up. Wow, an opponent continues to play instantly. Taking a... Wow, that does not look right. You know, I could play knight d2, and then after recaptures, I have insane development. But at the same time, why wouldn't I just take and make his pawn structure terrible? Now, there are diminishing returns with pawn structures. But, I mean, with tripled pawns, how is my opponent ever gonna get out of this? Okay, now I can castle, or I can play knight c3. I like playing knight c3 better, personally, because, I mean, obviously it's more of a developing move. I also like to play, like the idea of c4. The idea there is that he's never going to be, like, because, for example, if I play knight c4 right now, and he can, okay, I'm not articulating this well, but basically what I'm thinking is in the future, he might want to try to push these pawns down the board, and I don't want to be able to give him the opportunity to kind of like undouble his pawns in any way, shape, or form. So playing c4 now might both restrict his position and allow me to play b3, totally shutting down any rook b8 ideas, and just totally have a clamp on the center. So I can castle, or I could do that. I think either one works. Okay, I'm going to play... Oh, no. Sorry. You know, on second thought, I would like to castle as soon as possible. And then playing this... Yeah, you know, I take back what I said before, because c4 does look strong, but he's never going to be able to push this pawn. My only worry is this, rook b8, right? I play b3 to stop it, and then he gets in the break. Then I give him a check. I don't know. You know, I think it's actually probably simpler to simply do this. I think that I just need to play super solid. I'm expecting knight f3 next move. Nope, not what I was expecting. An opponent has 16 minutes. Reminder, we started out with 15 minutes. So this is pretty crazy. I mean, I think the move is pretty much automatic. And I might be getting a little bit sick. You can kind of hear it in my voice. Or do I want to plant my knight in the center? Knight d2 with the idea of f3, e5, c6 might be a bit ambitious, though. So I think knight c6 is c3 is probably the better move. Also defending the e5 pawn, e4 pawn. And just because our opponent is playing fast does not mean that we are going to do the same. In fact, we are adamantly not going to. And just as I expected, however, now don't I just castle? Or this is even funnier. I just push this pawn, but then he does end up attacking it again. So if I play e5 now, he attacks my pawn again, right? And then I can defend it with f4, but why make it difficult? Why make it difficult? Why not just castle long right now? Or castle short right now? Or play f3 right now? Do I want to castle long or short? Okay. I know that my pawn structure on my king side looks stronger, right? But here's my thought process for why I might want to castle long. These pawns are obviously the weakness in the black position. And it's already pretty much an endgame. So I want to take the open file as fast as possible. And I also want to have my king as close to my opponent's weaknesses as possible. So I don't think there's any reason to try to be safe right now. Now, if I do play castles right now, he does have the kind of annoying move, knight g4, threatening the fork on my rooks. But I don't think that's actually annoying at all because, I mean, I can just defend that a million ways. First of all, I can make it... maybe there is a reason to play f3 first, actually. But here, knight g4. I mean, if I play rook f1 and he takes, is he trapped? Because I can play f3 there. Oh, no, sorry, that would not work. Wait, so let me calculate this. Castles, knight g4, right? Now, rook f1, knight takes here. Now, rook h1, he goes right back to where he came from. And I guess he isn't trapped. So that idea doesn't work. I might want to go f3. Or, why would I castle at all? What if I bring my king up? Okay, there's a million ideas here. No, why give him counterplay? Why give him counterplay? No, but at the same time, if I waste a move right now, he brings his rook here and I can't castle long at all. So I don't think that he actually has any threat with knight g4 because I can just play rook d2 and then kick him out with f3 anyway. So I take it back. I was seeing ghosts, I believe. Okay, obviously he wants to trade rooks, but I mean, I'm not going to move my rook off the file, but I will probably play f3, or I can even play e5 right now, but that doesn't achieve anything. Yeah, I think f3 is the move. I can also, yeah, because I want this pawn to be defended before anything else happens, and I want his knight to not be able to invade. But here's the thing, I'm feeling myself move faster because my opponent is moving faster, and I do not like that tendency. Obviously, that recapture was automatic, so I'm not going to spend any time talking about that, but wow. I really don't think that this endgame is best for him. I mean, let's think about this. If takes, knight goes here, he can defend it. So why would I allow that? Why wouldn't I just go knight here right now? Knight here right now, then I'm threatening a bajillion things. First and foremost, this pawn is hanging, and he has no way to defend it other than moving his knight back, and that just looks so stupid. Because then I can even keep on pushing, I can do a million things, and his knight's just fully out of the game. So yeah, I definitely take here, or go knight a4. And then if he captures, I'm fine with that. Oh, I forgot he could capture and then play knight d7. Oh, we're bringing the king up. But is that a blunder? This fork looks dangerous. But is it actually a danger? I don't think so. I mean, my opponent is playing so instantly. It's actually unbelievable. But mostly because he's not playing good moves. I think I'm fully winning here. I just need to figure out how to do it. I think that no matter what happens, I have to bring my king up. So I'm just going to play that. Because there's no world in which I don't bring my king up. And wow, he's just playing instantly. Okay. Do I have any ideas like that? It would be really funny if he got checkmated on that square. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. I'd have to get to c8 and cut off the e5 square. Something tells me he's not going to let that happen. Somewhat astoundingly, we aren't up a pawn yet. It looks like we would be. But he has zero, and I mean zero forward mobility. His knight is tied down. His king is tied down. What's stopping me from going all the way over here and taking his other pawns? Or, for that matter, rerouting and going there with my knight. No, I think that... You know, I am considering running up over here and taking. But yeah, I mean, he's basically playing with 2 less pawns because of his tripled pawns. One thing I am considering is the fact that he could play knight here. And I actually think that would be a good move for him because that would definitely be an issue on the account that he could threaten to untriple his pawns. And if I move my knight, then he can just take my pawn up here. So to avoid that scenario, I'm going to bring my king up one more, because now if he plays knight b6, I can bring my own knight back, and he will no longer be threatening to take on c4. Wow. Opponent has 16 minutes left. I've never seen something like this. Obviously, we don't take, because that's exactly what opponent wants. If opponent isn't thinking, why would we make it simpler for them? Yeah, why? What the heck? I mean, this is pretty crazy. Wait, do I have a tactic? Here, if I push my pawn, king takes, I take here, and I'm infiltrated. Even at the cost of a pawn, I think that my attack is pretty good. Or here, he goes back, and I take here. If only I had f4 on the board as well, but I don't. I do actually like the look of sacrificing the pawn to get in. Because he is annoyingly resilient here. Oh, I think I found it though. I can go back to c3, then play f4, then kick out his king. Then I can bring my knight over here, and it looks like I'm getting in via f7 or something. However, I do have a feeling that e5 might be the move here. But why give him any chances when he's not even thinking? And I mean, if I just look at like the right, like on the right side of chess.com, it shows you how long everybody's taking on each move. It's literally like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 7 seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 11 seconds for my opponent. Maybe he'll finally start thinking. I really couldn't tell you. Okay. First good move by my opponent, in my opinion. Stopping f4. Now I am kind of wishing that I sacked the c-pawn, but not horrible. Oh, I can still sack the c-pawn. Because then if he takes, I do have a double attack. And am I threatening any mates? No, I'm not, but that would be pretty funny. Let's see. I mean, I can get in. I can probably get in. Or I can play g3 and then play f4 again. And then I can kick his king out. You know, I do like the look of g3. Because I think that as long as... if I can get my knight to f4 or a pawn to f4, I think I'm doing well. And his knight is a ways away from making an impact on the game. I can also play b4 just to cut out his knight even more. Because I don't think he's... oh, he's threatening to play that, I guess. This is a bit of a dilemma. Because every move looks good for me. But I also don't want to lose on time to somebody who literally is just playing instantly. Oh, I could also try to kick out his knight. And then get the ball rolling, but I don't really see what good that would do me because he just hops back. He's totally happy. And I'm not loving the bind that my knight is in. So I think I'm going to go g3 with the idea of pushing f4. He could push e5 himself. In fact, I think that's his only move. But even after that, I'm going to go knight e2 and then threaten to play f4 again. So, yeah, it's definitely not super easy for my opponent. Especially, okay. I think that was a mistake. Because now I can force f4, and I'm just going to play it because that's the move I've been calculating this entire time. Okay, takes, obviously. And then next move, I mean, he could try like e5, but I don't think e5 is very strong now. Oh, and he blunders the fork. Yeah, that's what happens when you play in like 1 second. I'm gonna say in the chat, bro, play slower, please. Let's see if he responds, because that's actually insane. He literally has 15 minutes, 45 seconds remaining after playing for almost 20 minutes. But the only reason that it took that long is because I'm the one taking time. Okay, let's do a game review. That was something else. I've never seen a player play that fast. Wait, did he respond? No, he didn't respond. Okay, 83 versus 70. I do wish that I played with higher accuracy, but what can you do? I guess I got a little bit stressed out by how quickly opponent was playing. I had a 100% opening accuracy, which is nice, but let's see what happened. Okay. e5. I mean, sorry. I cannot play e5 on the first move, but e4. e5. Knight f3. Knight c6. This is just the Scotch. By the way, keep an eye on my opponent's time. This is insane. D4. Captures, plays here. So far, this is all book. Yeah, D6 is bad. And I think I found I found the right follow-up move, because D6 just allows me to triple the pawns. Yeah, look at this. If you can play this as white every single, like, game, I think that you'd win a lot of games as white. So yeah, D6 is wrong. That's why I was saying, like, the only move here that people really play is Queen F6. And if you look at the opening explorer, like, look at this. 3,232 games with Queen F6. And then the next one is, like, 143. And that's just Bishop B6. And that just, yeah, I mean, that just looks fine. But anyway, yeah, already a mistake, and you have to triple the pawns. Thinking back, have I had this position in the climb before? I think I might have had this position in the climb before, but I'm not totally sure. Anyway, Bishop C4 is an inaccuracy that hurts. Maybe you just wanted me to, yeah, bringing out the knights is usually always better. But play this, and then yeah, look at the pawn structure. That's crazy. What was he meant to play here? Oh, because it's already an endgame, I guess. Bringing the king in to defend doesn't really matter that much for king's safety. That's a move I didn't even think about, but that's makes sense. But anyway, this is what happened in the game. Okay, C4 is bad. Again, my idea was, like, if I play knight C3, which, if I play knight C3, why is it not letting me game review this? If I play knight C3, what I was worried about, yeah, it's an inaccuracy, so that makes me feel a bit better. It's not great there either. What I was worried about was this. So rook b8, then if I play b3, I think that, yeah, I was right. This loses a lot of my advantage to, I don't know, knight f6, castles, and then c4 is not coming up as a move, but c4 I think is also I think c4 will, yeah, c4 is coming up on the engine now pretty heavily. Even though it sacrifices a pawn, it removes their terrible structure. And yeah, this is actually almost an equal game. So that is what I was worried about. And I'm glad that I saw that, but I guess here I didn't even have to defend the pawn. I should have castled long. That's what I missed. I didn't, yeah, I could have castled long instead of playing b3. So that's what I missed. But either way, we missed, or I guess I missed, knight a3. What's the idea there? What's the idea there? I guess that the idea there is to just jump into e5 or something? But his knight is on... Okay, I guess the idea is to jump into e5 because the knight is pinned. But I'd be lying if I told you that e5, that a3 made more sense to me than knight c3. And on this engine, with wait, that's only a depth of 18. Let's see how deep I can make it. Okay, let's let it think a little bit longer. So the depth is currently 32. And, oh wait, I can make it run on cloud analysis. This is cool. Yeah, it's already on depth of 29. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, knight d2 is better than knight a3. Yeah, knight, in fact, if you look at this analysis, knight a3 is +1, knight d2 is +2.6. And to me, knight d2 makes a lot more sense than knight a3. Because you essentially, like, I guess, do the exact same thing as, like, arguing that you're going to get to c4 and everything. Except now you can castle and then give a discovered attack. It just looks more natural. I like that a lot better. And you're defending the e4 pawn. Yeah, knight d2 looks much better to me. And I guess the deep analysis would agree with me. So here we're actually not much better. Only 0.6. Is f3 better? Or, oh no, just bringing the rook in, and then I guess you're going to castle pretty soon. Or not even castle, I suppose. Bring the king up. I'm going to be honest, it kind of beats me why bring the knight here without castling is better than castling and getting the same exact result. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it has to do with the fact that the king in the center is a lot more active, and it's pretty much an endgame now, and I'm defending the f2 pawn, so there's really no need to play f3 with tempo. Instead, if he ever attacks here, I can always play b3. So maybe that's the reason. This a more active king. Okay, f3 was bad. I was worried about, again, knight g4 after I played something else, but I'm assuming b3 is probably a good move. Maybe not. No. Just taking. Wow. Takes. Then what? Yeah, then f3 is fine. a5. And then I can play b3. And I guess this is fine too, but I don't really see much of a difference. Oh, I just remembered. I saw a chess video that said if you want winning chances in a rook endgame, trade one pair of rooks. So maybe that's the reason or something. I'm not totally sure. And I guess I should have taken him back with my king. No way it wants me to take back. Oh, I guess it... Wait. It wants me to take back with my knight. No way. Yeah, it does. That's funny. I guess it wants me to take back with my knight so I can get to e3 easier? I really don't know. Nope. Oh, it wanted... Oh, that's a genius idea, actually. It wanted me to reroute to d3, where I target the c5 pawn, and I also can jump into f4 in the future, obviously not right now, and I can also jump into e5, obviously not right now. I mean, obviously the knight's defending it now, but it won't be forever. So I guess that d3 is the knight's optimal square, but I missed that. But that's a very smart maneuver. Missed a +3 advantage. I assume it just wanted me to trade. Yeah. And in hindsight, trading makes total sense because, I mean, look at the pawn structure. I'm obviously going to have something easy to attack. And the fewer pieces on the board, the harder it's going to be to defend it, I suppose. Okay, I wanted to bring my knight back because it's not really doing much here. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, definitely don't trade. I assume that if you trade, you ruin almost all the advantage. Yeah, you lose your entire advantage pretty much if you trade. So definitely not going to trade. G3 was fine. B3 was also good. But if you look at the difference in the evaluation, it's literally a 0.02 difference, and that isn't going to matter. And then F4 is good. And then obviously we find the fork and opponent resigns. So we are now 1471. 1500 is like just over the hedge. We can almost just see it. So again, sorry my voice is a bit nasal today. I might be getting a little bit sick. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.